Now at 11, seeing the devastation firsthand, the director of FEMA tours wildfire-ravaged areas to find out where we need federal support. Plus, the future of sex ed in Washington is in the hands of voters. We'll break down Referendum 90 and what it could mean for our schools. And later, just like nearly everything in life, Halloween will be different this year. How our fall favorites are changing in the COVID era.
This is KGW News at 11.
We begin tonight with our top story. More mixed messages about the president's health. His medical team offering signs of encouraging progress and potential concern. President Trump is still hospitalized at Walter Reed, but he briefly broke quarantine today, leaving to wave at supporters who've been posted up outside. Now tonight, the president's top doctor is under the microscope after admitting he downplayed the president's condition.
I was trying to reflect the upbeat attitude that the team, the president, that his course of illness has had.
Meanwhile, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer calling for transparency and for Supreme Court confirmation hearings to be postponed.
When there's cover-ups, contradictory statements, even lying about something as vital to the nation's security as the president's health, the nation is severely endangered.
Good evening, and thanks for staying up with us. I'm Brittany Folkers. President Trump is said to be doing well. Even though he's been given a drug usually reserved for the most serious cases, doctors say the president could be released from the hospital as early as tomorrow. Alice Barr has the latest from Washington.
Hours after his doctors laid out serious concerns about his battle with COVID-19, President Trump briefly broke isolation at Walter Reed Hospital for a drive-by salute of his supporters standing vigil outside.
They've been out there for a long time, and they've got Trump flags, and they love our country.
The president's medical team says he could go back to the White House tomorrow, but also revealed he was hospitalized Friday after experiencing a spiking fever and dropping oxygen levels, far from the mild symptoms the White House first described to the world. And doctors say his oxygen levels dropped for a short time again yesterday. Today, White House physician Sean Conley forced to answer questions about why he wasn't fully transparent about the president's condition.
I was trying to reflect the upbeat attitude that the team, the president, that his course of illness has had, and in doing so, it came off that we were trying to hide something, which wasn't necessarily true.
Dr. Conley creating more confusion today, giving only vague answers to repeated questions about whether the president's lung scans show any signs of pneumonia or other damage. The doctors did reveal President Trump is now taking a steroid called dexamethasone. It's used to treat lung inflammation.
The dexamethasone actually increases my concern about the severity of disease that he has compared to what it was on Friday and Saturdays.
The White House trying to portray a commander-in-chief who's still very much on the job, even as he fights COVID-19. Despite concerns over continuity of government, Vice President Mike Pence is hitting the campaign trail hard this week, including traveling to Salt Lake City for the vice presidential debate. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
The president's condition has some wondering about a transfer of power if things take a turn for the worst. It is provided for underneath the 25th Amendment and can be done at least two ways, and that includes an informal letter. That's what President George W. Bush did in 2002 and 2007 while getting a colonoscopy, the last time the 25th Amendment was invoked.
Just a letter to leaders of Congress saying I'm directing that power being given to my vice president as long as I'm, for instance, under anesthesia. Another way of doing it is if a president is incapacitated under the 25th Amendment, which was passed in 1967, the cabinet can meet and they can say, we rule the president incapacitated and power should go to the vice president.
Next in line for the presidency would be Vice President Mike Pence. If he is not able to serve, it would go to the Speaker of the House, Democrat Nancy Pelosi. The president and first lady are among the more than 7.4 million people in the U.S. who have tested positive for COVID-19. Here in Oregon, health officials announced another 260 cases today. That pushes the total number of known infections past 34,700. One more death was also announced, bringing that total to 572.